Big one. Look right here. It's over there. A big one. Woo. That'll work. That ain't too shabby. That's a solid 3-pounder right there. Had to drop back finesse. Took the Little John and I found the fish. Knew what kind of depth they were sitting at. Dropped back to the finesse. Little squirrel tail action. Caught the quality. That might be the deal here. That might be the deal. Fishing right behind people, slowing down a little bit. 3-pounders. Put him back. The whole Little John series, a 7-foot medium action crankbait rod. It's got that type of bend right there. Pretty soft bend. It's a Pinnacle Perfecta. It's a crankbait rod, crankbait specific, and you want that moderate taper. You don't want a fast taper rod. Fast taper rods are for jig fishing, worm fishing, Carolina rigs, stuff like that. We're talking about moderate, which is slower taper. Bends throughout the rod. And then you need a bait caster. I like a 6-4 to 1. It's real important you get one with a good drag system on it, so that those treble hooks don't tear out of that fish's mouth or you don't break them off. And then also you need to make sure it casts well. It's a Pinnacle Optimus. It's what I use. Works great. And then I usually crank on 10 or 12-pound Vicious Ultimate. It's a very good casting line. It doesn't have a whole lot of stretch in it. Real good for hooking up with those fish on a crankbait, and it's a good combination. I've kind of perfected it, caught a bunch of fish on it, and that's what I use with the Little John. Yeah, we're in a little different marina, and water is good staying in here. It's relatively shallow. It's 3 to 6 feet, and most of it looks like. I mean, that should be where they live. So we're gonna fish around here a little bit and see what we can do. Chipper Jones right here. There's no more fish in here, is what he said. Don't fish in here anymore. There's nothing in here. That's what he said. Oh, my God. Yeah, wrecked right there. Decent fish. Told you I got wrecked right there. He sure enough ate it. A little chunk. Little chunk right there around these docks. Maybe you can catch it. Maybe you can catch a decent fish or two. Never know. So you're out there fishing, and you want to find the fish, and you want to figure out what type of bait they're on, and you love throwing crankbaits. Well, you're my kind of person. I'm going to tell you a couple things that might help you catch a few more fish. And this is the original Little John. It runs about 4 to 5 feet. I usually throw it on about 12-pound tests. Sometimes I go a little bit bigger, sometimes a little bit smaller. But it is a little bit more of a finesse crankbait. It's got a nice, tight side-to-side action. it will make your rod tip jump. I mean, you can definitely feel it has a good vibration, good distinct vibration to it, and it works well in a lot of situations. I mean, anytime the fish are in that range, it might be the deal, but you have to throw it and figure out, let the fish tell you what they want. Sometimes they might be wanting more of the MD. Now this bait has a little bit more of a side-to-side swimming action as it thumps through the water, a little different vibration than the original Little John. This bait runs about 7 to 9 feet deep on 10-pound test. I usually throw it on 10. Sometimes I may beef up to 12 if I'm around a little more cover, but a little bit different vibration and just something else to throw on them. Exact same body size as the original Little John. And then we've got the Fat John. Now I throw all three of these in, I alternate back and forth to figure out what vibration that those fish want to key in on. And this, as you can see, the Fat John's got a lot steeper bill angle. It's a lot bigger, fatter bait, hence the name Fat John. And it has a very hard, distinct thump to it. And it also hunts a little bit back and forth. Comes off center. It doesn't come out of, it doesn't roll out or anything like that. You can reel it real fast if you want to, and it still has that hard wobble and that little bit of a hunting action. So still, again, a little bit different vibration. And if this bait runs probably 4 feet deep, 3 to 4, depending on your line size. If you throw it on 20, you're probably going to be looking more like 3.5 feet. If you throw it on 12, you're going to be looking more at like 4.5 feet. So these are the 3 crankbaits that I spend most of my time cranking when I'm up shallow, and they've got 3 distinct wobbles, 3 distinct vibrations. One of these 3 is going to catch them. Alternate your colors, then you can figure out, you can really dial it in when you start getting the color down and the vibration. So hopefully that helps you out. We'll see you later. Decent fish.
Coming up next, John Cruz. He had 10.33. He's got 5 today. He needs 12.63 to get up into our top 12. Man, he could do it, man. It's going to be a tooth and nail battle all the way down. It's going to go 10.88, not enough to get into our top 12. And you even said yesterday, just going out there, doing a little junk fishing, just trying to see what you could piece together. Today went 10.88. Was it the same routine today?
Pretty much. I tried some new water, a little bit different techniques, and I got exactly the same result. I did catch a limit in the first hour and a half or so on a Spro Little John. I mean, that thing, it caught I think almost every one of those way fish, and then I just went fishing, tried a bunch of different stuff in a bunch of different areas, and could never increase my bag. So it's one of those deals where I don't know exactly what I did wrong, or maybe I just didn't quite cover enough water, but I'm gonna fight another day.
Hey, John Cruz here. We finished up here at the PAA All-Star. I don't know where I'm going to finish, but it's not going to be in the top 10 or top 12 and fish tomorrow. That's what everybody's shooting for, so you can have a chance to win. This is one of the year-end deals. All you're fishing for is the money and the win. But didn't happen. Caught a lot of fish. This lake's got a lot of fish in it, and they like to eat the Spro Little John. I had one 3-pounder today, and he had that Little John all the way in his gullet. That was what I was catching most of my fish on here, and I was mixing it up, trying a little deeper stuff, trying the MD, trying the DD, trying some different stuff. Could never get anything dialed in, so I'm not really sure what the deal was. But maybe I should have just covered a little bit more water. It's kind of hard to say because I covered miles of water as it was. So we're gonna go home for a couple of days, and then we're back on tour again. This is John Cruz. I'll see you.